Hey guys, so tonight we're going to be doing a reading, and just right off the bat I just wanted to say, like, this shadow right here is actually really meaningful. I'm realizing, like, as I'm getting into this, because it feels like it's this presence that's here in our life that's kind of like more on the dark side, the shadow side. It's like some part that's a little much and a little harsh for us. Like, this lighting right here is very harsh because I took off the lampshade and it's like exposing me like in a new light, and it looks harsh. But then I also have my Blue Yeti microphone back here. It's actually not the microphone I'm using, but it's causing a shadow on my heart. So I feel like just before we even start this reading, acknowledge this like crazy dark feeling that's like stuck inside your heart, trying to hold you back from being happy and trying to hold you back from like living your best life. And we need to get rid of it. We need to figure out something that's going to make us feel better so that we can remove this presence from our life. But for the purpose of this video, it is going to be here right now. So we need to think, like, what can we do to keep going, even though we know that the shadow and the darkness is always going to be present, meaning that it's going to knock on the door and it's going to try to come inside and it's going to try to invade, and it's going to try to pull us away from the light. And it can be really easy to start viewing these voices and hearing these voices. I say view because it's like you're taking in some kind of inner monologue that may not really feel exactly like you, but you're becoming that voice because you're identifying with it. You're hearing it often. So whenever you hear it often, it's what you see in your reality. So it's like literally the presence of this darker energy or this darker kind of depression wave and self-confidence issues wave. That's all kind of like enveloped inside of that. So we are just going to get into this reading 2 minutes in. But I think it's necessary that we talk about this presence before we even like get into it, because it's serious and it takes a lot away from us and it takes a toll on us, and it becomes our reality if we let it. So then it's like a chore and a task for us to like dig ourselves out of the hole and like help ourselves fix ourselves, whatever. Let's start with, let's just do a tarot just to get into it, to be honest. And then we will clarify all of our goods with a variety of oracle decks that I brought for you all today. And I haven't done a reading in a minute because it just feels kind of heavy, and it's, I don't know. We'll just see what we got. Okay, so the first card out is the Hermit. That is exactly what, do you feel this energy in this card? It's like, it's a person walking in the dark and they have a flashlight, so they're trying to find their way to a better lit place. Like, you're not going to want to carry around a flashlight for like your whole existence. Like, you don't want to be walking in the dark that much where it has that much control over you. You want to be able to like illuminate your own pathway and see your own way out. And let's do some more. By the way, do we like our friend back here? He is the newest member of the stuffed animal family. I have a variety. But he is the cutest, and I'm loving his energy. And I actually brought out the spirit animal cards because of the POW. And I think that might be interesting to grab some messages from there too. Okay. I feel like I'm being so fake as I'm doing this because I haven't done a reading in a while. Okay. So excuse me while I just get back in the groove of it. It's been a minute. Okay, so bottom of the deck, 3 of Cups. That is excitement. That is a full cup that is overflowing. Like, we have been lacking this for so long in our lives, and it just makes us feel like we're not being cared for and we're not being like taken care of, in a sense of wanting this feeling, this warm, good, overflowing, lovely feeling. Then we have the Justice card. And we are deserving this. Like, we're looking outwardly in our lives for justice. We want something to pan out in our favor, because for me personally, I've just been giving too much of myself out and not loving myself enough within, and it's exhausting, and I've been pouring my cup out, like literally just giving it away, and that wasn't helping me. And whenever I say that, these cups, you can kind of interpret them however you feel fit in your personal life, but for me it's just like giving love so much because I want so much love back. Like I want someone to be able to match my energy and match my frequency. So to me, that has been like the injustice in my life, is not having that equal give and take type of love. And in this version of the justice card, we see the scales are like the main focal point. Like we are seeking justice. We want something to be given to us. Like this figure in this card is like giving it away. And then we have the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Two of Wands. So normally I don't read a reversal, but here I'm feeling like I should. So the Ace of Wands upright is like you're starting something, it's exciting, it's passionate, but I think because it's reversed, it's showing like we haven't been actively pursuing whatever it is that's supposed to make us happy, and that's kind of keeping us held back. And like the Two of Wands in the traditional tarot is the Rider-Waite tarot. It's like you're waiting and you're looking out at the ocean, you're looking out at the expanse of what your life is going to be. So you're looking at it as more of like a detached thing, but really you have the tools and like you have stuff in your hand that you can create, you can manifest. And I was just talking on the phone about this with my mom today, actually. It's like we are alchemists. Like we are the God and the creator of our own lives, and we have to make decisions to get us to where we want to go. We can't just like snap our fingers and that be it. And then we have the Ace of Swords. So I think this is like a truth that we have been hiding from ourselves, and that's what's been holding us back, because the Ace of Wands is like action and creation, and you're moving forward, and it's like your life force and your life power. It's like deep within your heart and your soul, and like if you're not tapped into that, then you're not going to be able to create these like opportunities and things in your life for you to succeed. And like that's your truth though. Like your truth is different than what the entire, oh my God, yeah, I'm facing this in my life right now. Like my reality of what I want my life to look like, I don't see and witness a lot of people take this path, but I think it's because people think they don't deserve it, or like that it's not possible for whatever reason. And it 100% is possible though. That's the thing. Like whatever it is that we are trying to create in our lives right now, it's going to make us overflow. It is going to make us overflow. It's going to be our justice. Like it's the thing that we've been waiting on, and it's the thing that we have been needing and feeling like it's been lacking. And honestly, trust your intuition and your gut on that, because if you feel like it's missing and lacking, then like it is. You know, that sounds like a dumb statement, but you're noticing that for a reason. And like things can't just change if you don't change, or if both people in a scenario don't change, like for things to happen. Like if you want to have any kind of pursuit, I'm just going to say pursuit in general, that can be school related, like furthering your education, that could be career related, like following a job that you are passionate about. Like there's these different urges and calls that we have within us to like switch paths at different times in our life, or like pick up a new hobby or a new something. Like right now I'm feeling like, oh, I need to get back into yoga and spirituality, which is the thing that I was kind of running from in a way, because it was working really, really well for me, and I felt really good about myself and my love and my life, and like I was in a really good place, even though I didn't have these things that I actually wanted. Like I was still okay. And spirituality has been that kind of comfort and home to me, but I ran away from it because I felt pressured into believing in God, and like focusing on God as more of like the biblical like person type figure that I feel like just American people view. And I steered away from that a long, long, long time ago in my life. But recently I've had this like weird like spark within me. I don't even know if I'd call it weird, but just a spark within me to go towards God and understanding that. But I'm very, very sandpaper-ish, like in my life about certain things. And the way that I view God and that whole situation is not really working for me. And I feel like I don't want that to be a reason why people don't listen to like what I have to say, because I feel like I was sent here with like a higher purpose to like help humanity, heal humanity, and how I can do that is by healing myself first and then showing other people that it's possible to heal yourself and that it's possible to get better and literally manifest and create. Not even like, okay, whenever I'm like, you can manifest anything you want, that shit bothers me. Like, it's like the Pinterest version of what spirituality is, but really the main thing is you just figuring out yourself. Like, if you can master or try your best to master the self by knowing thyself, like, that's where the power lies. And I'm wearing gold, and that makes sense now because gold is royal. Gold is what you want. Like, gold is part of the thing in these 3 cups that are overflowing. Just success, happiness, abundance. Like, you're taken care of. You are flourished with, like, the fruits. You know, like, I want to live a good ass life, but I haven't had anything in front of my face to, like, show me that's even, like, possible, really. So then we have the Hierophant, and that's, like, looking for a higher connection, and that's the thing that I think I was running from, but you don't even have to title it or label it anything. It's kind of just getting in tune with yourself, and like that helps you get connected with your creator, whatever you view that kind of viewpoint as. But Hierophant, you're finally opening the box and you're seeing the light and you are confident about it. You're at peace about it. You're not freaking out. You're not like, oh God, like lifting the lid up a little bit. Like, it's divine potential. It's divine power that you have instilled in you, and you're supposed to do stuff in your life that is different than most people. It's very like abundant, and it's very like rich. You're supposed to help people. Okay, Knight of Coins, Knight of Pentacles. So let's see. So we have 5 of Pentacles in reverse. So that is like lack mentality. No more. We're not doing that anymore. So getting rid of there's people sitting in the cold. It's cold outside. It's snowing. And honestly, it looks like this outside today here. It's snowing. It's gloomy. It's like sad looking. Like it looks depressing outside. But I love it. I feel this weird sense of comfort and like divine spark of something that I get whenever it's cloudy outside. Knight of Pentacles. So this is going to help you advance. This is going to help you move forward. And this pentacle looks like there's a feminine and a masculine on it. Maybe I'm just seeing things. Like, y'all can't even see it all because like it's blurry and all that goods. But there's like a human figure in the pentacle. So I think connection is part of it. And that, for me, I feel like love is a big kind of portion in my story, but also just I need to be divine and standing in my power and like being the person I'm supposed to be by like following my truth and like pursuing my passions and not letting fear knock me down. And like I am at the point where I'm about to graduate and have like a real person job, but I'm resisting it for some reason. I don't think that that's like the life for me. I definitely want to pursue like the healing arts and a more healing type of pathway. But I'm also doubting it at the same time because you see role models of people that write books and overcome like obstacles and they're so successful now and like all that stuff. So it shows you it's like a phenomenon. It's like a thing worth celebrating. Like, oh, I wrote a book about my journey, about my story. Like, that is an accomplishment for you to be able to share that about yourself and like say that you went through the darkness and now you're in the light and you can show people that it's possible to get out of it. So what I'm saying with that is like in your 3D life, you're not going to see many people around you that are living the same life as you. So it feels like you're very alone in it and it's heartbreaking. It makes you depressed. But the 3 of Swords in reverse, it's like you don't need to hurt. You don't have to hurt anymore. You don't have to hurt anymore. I was planning on using like more decks, but I think we're just gonna end up doing tarot today, just like as a kind of get into this. Now we have the King of Pentacles, and he's standing in his power. He's successful. Like, that's the type of person I want to be with as a partner, and also like the type of person that I want to be, like King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, like successful. Now we have Four of Cups, so that's kind of like you're depressed, you're crying over spilled milk. There's actually a really good opportunity that you're just like not really looking at right now. And then we get King of Wands right after the King of Pentacles. So like there's some passionate, like he is doing like pole vaulting or some crazy shit. Like he's really going into this new pursuit. I think that's the only way that you're going to be satisfied, is if you go all in. Knight of Swords, so like quick movement. He's committing to it. There's a little bit of like hesitancy in it, or like it's almost like his whole backside is melting out, so it's like dissolving. It's like you're walking through a sandstorm is what I'm getting with that. You're walking through a sandstorm and you're doubting whether or not you should keep going because it's so intense and it's so heavy at times, but you just like have to keep going because you're destined for this type of life. It's a really divine, powerful life, and it's really satisfying, and you get everything you want. Like you get the material wealth, you get the spiritual love, like connection with somebody, and you get happiness. The Fool. So just taking that leap and making that decision to keep walking through the sandstorm is a leap of faith. Like, it doesn't really seem like you're doing all that much, because like all you're doing is like trying to fight and keep walking up the mountain, and it just keeps getting steeper and like more treacherous, but you know the top is beautiful. So taking the leap is like taking a chance to keep going rather than turning around. So if this resonates with you, people like us, we are supposed to go over the edge of this. We are supposed to overcome the darkness of it. See down here, they're like jumping over this dark part, and the really light, amazing top of the mountain, you can see it arches up right here. You're headed to the top of the mountain, and you can do it. You can do it. Okay. So the first card that I saw, there's 4 that just came out. Let me tell you. Let me tell all of you. Okay, so 7 of Pentacles, it's in reverse, and this is so weird, y'all, because whenever I used to read tarot, like I didn't read reverse, like barely at all. But just today, it feels like I need to flip it upside down. There's this wonky, like shadowy thing that we need to kind of discuss and accept. And I think this is the choice to face it, because normally I would just turn the cards upright, and that's the more like positive like version of it usually. So no, we are looking at the reality. Right here, we acknowledge this darkness right here in our lives. We acknowledge that it's in our hearts, and we're not dismissing it. It'd be nice to say that you're not like a dark person or like a heavy person, but sometimes some of us just kind of are naturally, and we have to work out of that pattern and cycle. Like, we don't have to stay like that forever. So the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, it's like we think that we're not able to harvest these things. Like our mentality is saying like, oh, that's going to be so difficult to get to the harvest. Like, the harvest is way at the top of the mountain. It's so far away. Like, oh my gosh. And some people would rather just seek that instant gratification and like take a plane to the top, but like they're not going to appreciate that abundance and that like the fruits if they didn't go through the trouble to like walk and get there. Like, it's going to taste so much sweeter and so much better once you overcome that. And with the Magician, this energy is the exact same as this to me. It's this alchemy. Like, you have the tools right in front of your face and at your fingertips. Like, they're that accessible to you because you're tapped into this divine energy. You get to dictate where things go. You get to decide what happens in your life. You don't get to decide how it gets there, but you get to at least draw out a rough blueprint of what you think you want. And this is after going through your kind of dark night of the soul energy. Like, I've seen this before, but this time I'm allowing it to become a part of my life and me embracing it. Like, I have been through so much. I've hurt so much, so deeply for such a long period of time, but I'm not going to let that get me down, and I'm not going to let that hold me back. And I'm not going to let that like take my sunshine away, my beautiful life, this amazing, fantastic like finish line that just is screaming my name to like keep walking towards it and keep going. The darkness doesn't want me to have that. So of course it's going to send lots of doubts and different things through my head and through my body that makes me try to view it differently and distort it and think that I can't have it, but I can have it. And the Three of Wands, we already got the Two of Wands. So once you take charge of your own life, then the action starts, then the change starts, because Three of Wands is like you're pursuing something now. You're not just standing there looking at it anymore. You're like actually pursuing it. Okay, that sounds like enough tarot. Let's go ahead. I'll probably do like a 30-minute special type thing on this video. So that's the tea. Usually I don't like to edit my videos, so I'm not even sure if I'm gonna edit this or not. Because, you know, I'm an imperfect person. I have moments where I'm like, ugh, and like, you know. It's all good, baby. It's all good. Alright. Now let's get... I'm feeling this. Let's just limit it to 2 tonight. These are the wisdom of the oracle. So these cards, to me, the energy feels like heavy but light at the same time. Like it's something that we really need to like look at and focus on because they have a very divine energy to them. So round and round is going in cycles. Like we have been going in the same cycle over and over and experiencing the same pain over and over, yet haven't found a way to get rid of it fully. And it troubles us. And no place like home. Like our heart isn't really feeling like a home recently. It's been feeling off, and it's been feeling off kiltered. And we know the light is still in there because the light is like illuminating. Like, look how welcoming and sweet that little house is. But that's not how we're feeling about ourselves right now. But we need to know that we are blessed and that everything is going to be provided for us. There's like a dangling star, and I can't tell if it's like, the first thing I thought of was fishing. It's like the universe is like tossing us a line down, if you can see right here, down to earth for us to grab onto, but it's more subtle than we think. Like the voices are very subtle, so we're gonna have to be very specific about how we listen and navigate ourselves into like a calmer waters. But the voice is a whisper. And the devil type energy is going to be more of like a yell. So you need to identify that devil energy and that darker energy and those negative voices and things telling you that you can't do it or whatever. Where's this loop coming from? Lord, okay. I don't even know what I was saying. The darker voices, they're more powerful. So you need to distinguish them. You need to know that they don't have power over you. That's the maturity. That's the spiritual growth. And this is what's going to help you start to mend and fix things in your life. And stuff is going to slowly become patched back up together. Once you silence these voices, I say silence like hesitantly, like silence, because it's hard at first to silence the voices, truly. But we do need to imagine a better lives for ourselves, and we do need to take this balloon and we need to take the opportunity to rise up and to rise out of these cycles. But because we were so used to the darkness, these girls are like, they're mending things, but the field is very dark and gloomy. Like they're clearly fixing something after the storm and after the hurt happened. And with this Between Worlds card, like we're walking out of the darkness and we're being reborn into this new, completely new life for ourselves. And it's a beautiful life. And the crown, there's a crown on this flamingo. And whenever I bought this elephant, there was a ornament that was kind of sitting on the shelf. So whenever I had my cart turned a certain direction, it like almost lined up that my cart was directly under this like gold crown. And it's like the exact same crown, but in like ornament form, obviously, and it was about this guy. So just rise above. You have this divine energy about you, and you've got this like thing that's trying to save you from the darkness, and you just need to find a way to listen and do not fear the darkness. Do not let it have control or power over you, because then your life is sad and depressing and dark, and it seems like you're in a never-ending like tug of war with yourself and life, and things just aren't going your way and things aren't turning out. And you do see some blessings in your life and you can acknowledge some of it, but if you're not like fully in the light, you can't experience what fully in the light feels like, and it does feel significantly better. So I think that's why I'm reverting back to this spirituality stuff at this time in my life, because I'm needing to. I don't really want like card reading and stuff to be my identity. I think it's kind of, for me, bringing me back to the basics, because this is how I first understood myself and understood spirituality and like healing, was through tarot. But now I've kind of evolved more, and I take on more of a role of like an artist who produces different types of works, and the process itself is healing. So that's kind of been more my identity recently. So I want to figure out a nice balance of everything. I want to possibly get into yoga. I feel like right now I'm judging it because I don't see myself as like a yogi girl or like having the ability to sit there and actually meditate, but I think I should make myself, because the people that do it, they do experience great benefits, and I'm just turning my head from it for whatever reason, and I feel like it's my ego trying to, cut that shit out. Because it's my ego wants the power, my ego wants to be the thing in control, and that is going to lead you down that darker path. So just acknowledging that you do have an ego as a result of your conditioning growing up, everything that's happened to you. It's just like you're I don't know why the first thing I thought of was a rag, like a painter's rag, but like the more you go through it as the rag, like you're gonna take on more paint, you're gonna take on more layers of oil caked up over time, and then it's just like a brown dirty rag. Like you serve a purpose though, like you're important, you make it possible for the painter to like do their work and make something beautiful. Like you need to start viewing things in more of that perspective. I think acknowledging the rag and its significance will help you kind of switch your viewpoint on certain things in your life about how you're viewing stuff, and like for the better too. Like you're gonna switch it for the better. Understanding that everything in your life serves a purpose, and even if you don't love the way that it is, it's still serving a purpose, and it's still eventually gonna get you to where you need to be. I just looked at the bottom of the deck and it's regeneration. So you are going to be born anew, and this is like a tree growing out of the ashes. So like it had to experience this darker oil paint muck type mess to be able to see the final product of something beautiful. You deserve that. Okay, so that is it for tonight's video. A little bit of a roller coaster type vibe out here, but it's okay. We are going to have a little self-love moment and just get back on track mentally. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.